Alright, we should be live now, but I'm just going to be on the safe side and double check to make sure that we are live. Give me a minute. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Cool. Alright, so without further ado, let's share this out. Copy. And paste. Now, there we go. Alright. Cool. We should be live. Let me check this, make sure it should be heard. Hello? Alright, my check. We're good. Okay. Gonna give it a minute for people to get up in there. Gonna give it a minute for people to get in there. Live, I know about 5 minutes before I said it would be. But it's worth it, in my book. Turn the thing up a bit. Alright, cool. We on and popping. Play it. Yeah. That might have been, I don't know. Trying to do something. Anyway. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just get into it here. Then if people show up, they show up. You know, whatever. What? Hold on a second. My volume keeps lowering, and I hate when that happens. Hold on a minute. Let me adjust something because I'm hearing it, and I know we're gonna get them under the thing automatically. My microphone volume. Alright. Yeah, what's good? What's good, Hornet? What's good? What's good? Well. You know what? 40:44. That's at 4:45. I'm gonna give it about the next 30 or so seconds. And then we'll be on and popping. But what's up, y'all? What's up? Alright, I'm about to start in about a minute. Here, I want to start it early enough to give time for people to jump in. And I think I've given at least a decent amount of time for people to do that. So they'll just jump in if we go along then. Then they'll jump in as we go along then. But nonetheless, hello, boys A&W Boss, and I would like to welcome you guys to another live edition of J&W versus the World, where we scour the globe and see what the universe has to offer. And we're going to stay at home, because this time we're going to be talking about the Onslaught PPV. Premiered this past Sunday at 6 or 7 p.m. And honestly, admittedly, that turnout for that wasn't that bad. It wasn't a bad turnout overall. I don't think, anyway. It wasn't a bad turnout overall. And I guess, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get to what my personal thoughts were of the matches and of the show and all that itself. So, let's jump into it. Again, this is live, so of course, if y'all have any questions or anything, or you guys are in here, feel free to let me know. Nonetheless, we got 3 people in here, so I'm gonna say it again. Again, this is live, so if you guys have any questions or anything as I go along here, then let me know. I'm gonna try to be as brief as possible. There's 2 more things I want to do today. But anyway. Let's get into it. The show emanated from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. The one for season 1 emanated from Dayton, Ohio. So let's get this one on and going. We kicked it off with a number one contenders matchup between the Millennium Riders and the Cabal, the team of Brian and Sean Walter, versus the Cabal, the team of Ryan Rage and Eldred. And personally, I gotta say, this match was it was a solid opener. I don't think, like, out of all of their encounters, I think this is probably the weaker of their encounters. It's definitely one of the more weaker matches, because I think they're honestly, the Millennium Riders debut match against the Cabal was a little better than this, in my opinion. And so far, I think their best encounter was the ladder match. And even watching it back, I was like, it even took me a minute to get into it. I don't know I don't know how it was for those that were watching, but it took me a little bit to a minute to get into it just watching. Then when things broke down, then it got real interesting or whatever. Maybe it was because I was trying to be a little bit more reservant here, because I knew I had 2 more tag matches to go and a triple threat. So this was definitely an interesting card, but I think definitely the spot of the match, honestly, this spot was the reason why I kept this match, was the Canadian Destroyer or Panama Sunrise, whatever the deal, onto his own partner. So when Ryan Ray got laid out, and then I think it was Sean Walter had Eldred in the corner, hit the Panama Sunrise on top of his own partner, and that was just a golden spot. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this match. Whatever happened before, I'm keeping this match, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to make that spot happen again. So I kept that match, and I thought overall it was a good match. I definitely don't regret my decision with the Millennium Rider winning, as you will see when time goes along here. But nonetheless, I thought it was a solid opening match. I would give it about a good 3 stars here, 3.25 even. It was a good start. I like the show. I like it. Got the show started off to a good pace and everything. And I would say it led to kind of some of the things that happened later, but not so much. But it was definitely a good start. Millennium Rider pick up the win. I'm not done with the Cabal. I definitely still got some stuff in mind for them. But not a bad way to kick off the show, as they will go on to face Wolfpack later down the line. Second match, Alex versus Derek. Whew. Everything in my head was telling me to switch this match around or do something different, because this one was... okay, during commentary, I wasn't really feeling this one. But watching it back, I didn't think this match was that bad. It went maybe a little bit too long for me. Maybe like a couple minutes too long, in my opinion. I actually said it. I don't know. I don't think the audio picked up on it. But when the match was over and Ali got the pin, I sat back and I'm like, that was a couple minutes too long. But and I just said that like almost on instinct, really. So I don't know if the audio picked up on that. Now y'all probably gonna try to go back and listen to it and see if you hear it. But this wasn't a bad match, or really kind of just more of a showcase match for Alex and what he's able to do. It was good on it. Just a suggestion: you should review the both AEW and NJPW show when they first show for CTP. That would be cool. That would be cool whenever they come out. That would be nice. I'm definitely looking to do like other shows as well in this style of I don't know if I want to do it in this format or the other review format where I did like the editing and the ranking and all that stuff. I do like this format a lot better, because I can just be chill and just be me, really. So then again, I like the other format too, because I get to get in there, get some editing done. So if I do, I'll play around with it and see how it if I do, I'll play around with it and I'll see what I like here, or depending on what I think would be better. And especially since people are liking the podcast thing, so if they like this style of reviews for it, where I can just be open and honest and be frank and do all that stuff, then I'll do it that way. Yeah, bro. Anyways. Alex and Derek, it wasn't a bad match. It really kind of just a showcase thing for Alex. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Part of me just feels so bad because I like the Derek Walker character. I really do. And in fact, in his original incarnation, in AOA, actually, I got a little fun side story for y'all. A lot of y'all may not. I'm almost certain none of y'all that really watch my channel know this unless you like go way back with me as far as that is concerned. But Derek Walker, originally, he was actually, first he was on AOA because AOR wasn't a thing. And he was actually Jay Morgan's hired muscle. He was actually Jay Morgan's bodyguard, which was one thing. And I thought about kind of reprising him in that role. But then Morgan ended up becoming a face, and so it wouldn't really work now, so and all that stuff. So yeah, that was Derek Walker's original role. So there you go, a little fun history lesson for y'all. But anyways, in this match, I want to kind of have Derek looking good, looking credible here at least. And but Alec was penultimately really going to get the win here. I could have had Derek pick up the win and kind of knock him down a peg, but in this case, I mean, just coming off that heel turn, that he did with Dan, and now this is his first single pay-per-view match. You kind of want to put the dude over. You kind of want to make him look good, and not job him out just yet. It's how it's going to come eventually. But for now, I'm doing this to kind of show that, hey, this new attitude is working. This new mindset is working. All that stuff. Yo, Coltrane, what's up and poppin', bro? What's good? I kind of had Alec win there to show that, like, okay, this new mentality working. This is going to get him places. This is going to get him results. And it got him a win here tonight. Let me see that go. Hold on a second. I saw it pop up in my notification. Hold on. Thank you. I saw that. Thank you. Anyway, so Alex picked up a win here, and I was actually debating on doing something a little different than what I did in the post match. In the post, I was actually gonna have Brandon come out to the stage and or come to the ring. He was either gonna come to the stage or come to the ring and say something to Alex about his action. But I'm like, no, I don't have to give it all away here. I mean, I get it's a pay-per-view, and that's where a lot of the cool blow-off stuff happens. But I just want to show that he's in the building, that he sees what his son's doing and everything. So he just sat and watched. I just had him watch, watch from the locker room, show that he was watching the matchup. And I'm definitely gonna build going forward. I'm definitely gonna build going forward from there. My bad, dropped my phone. I'm gonna be building going forward from there. So there is that. And as far as this matchup goes, 2 3/4. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like anything great or anything amazing to write home about. We see Brandon watching on, and then we see Caden Miles, prancing around the hallway doing his thing. And he is getting ready for the triple threat match between himself, Aaron Weaver, and Evan West. And real quick, while I'm 3 matches in here, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Gino Gaming 93 for doing the ring announcements and doing them pretty quickly. They're doing them pretty quickly, man. Like, I gave it to him earlier in the week. I gave it to him earlier, Tuesday or so. Earlier in that week, the week that Onslaught was going to premiere, and I said, hey, bro, I'll give you to Sunday to do it. And he had them to me by the end of the day. He had them to me by the end of maybe the following day or something like that. And it was 7 to 8 matches plus asked him to redo one. And he's actually the reason the show was able to get out by Sunday. So thank you to Gino if you end up watching this, man. Thank you. Much appreciated for your work there. Did a great job, too. Awesome stuff. Anyway, triple threat match, Caden Miles, Evan West, and Aaron Weaver here. Gino put a lot of emphasis on Aaron's name, boy. He put so much emphasis on that, man. It was golden. But nonetheless, triple threat match. Kevin, Aaron, and Aiden. Kevin, Evan, Caden, Evan, Aaron. There we go. Triple threat for the global championship. This was actually a really, really, really fun triple threat match. This was really, really fun. This match was fast paced throughout. All parties involved was just moving. I like the spot in the beginning where Caden was jumped. That was a fun little spot, kind of getting payback, from the past couple of weeks. And then Evan kind of, breaking that bond per se and attacking Aaron as a little bit of a payback from the previous episode. So I like, even though if you watch the edition of the podcast when I was talking about the build, it didn't have a lot of build, but it did pay off in a pretty fun little story here. And I think I got something in mind for Caden. I like the role that Caden's on here. He would actually go on to retain this match here. Oh wait, let me talk about some of the other little stories. The double teaming by the two challengers to Caden, that was kind of cool. Evan with the one being the one to kind of attack Aaron first, since Aaron did it before. That the use of the chair, which came into a factor in Evan and Aaron's match with Austin Kazarian over the past couple of weeks on AOR, and then for Evan all the way back at Last Stand. So the use of the chair, which was cool, and then the just the back and forth with Aaron and Evan to show that they had history because of their best of 5, etc., 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 made for a really fun triple threat match. And then with Caden still being able to pick up the win kind of cleanly. I think only thing I probably wish here that I had some type of dirty finish of some sort, but a triple threat match is no disqualification, so it's a little difficult to do that. I was thinking about, I can say this now because, show's over, show's already out there. I was thinking about doing this finish where, if y'all remember the spot where Evan got knocked out to the floor, I was thinking about doing this spot where Austin Kazarian ran out to the ring, grabbed Aaron, and prevented him from, getting back in the matchup. I thought about doing a spot like that, but I'm like, it's a triple threat match. I kind of didn't want to overbook this thing because, triple threat matches are already 3 people. It's already crazy and stuff as it is, and I didn't want to overbook the thing. So that's why I didn't go with that. So I just kind of went with, the finish that I went with. And in case of point, it was still a fun triple threat match. Definitely one of the better ones I've done personally using 3 remote. That was fun. That was fun. A little clunky at times, but hey, that's what you get. So overall, 3 1/4. Probably I wouldn't blame you if you give it 3 1/2 either. I'm personally giving it 3 1/4, but I wouldn't blame anyone if they gave it 3 1/2 because it was a really, really fun triple threat match. I like the role Caden's on. I definitely want to kind of do some more stuff with him, get him involved in promos and all that other fun stuff, man. Because I think I really got a good character with Caden. Yo, we got 6 people in there. Hold on. Yeah, what's up? Hey. Anyways, well, we had 6 people in there. Probably shouldn't have said nothing. Should have just kept talking. Anyways, let me keep talking then. Definitely got some more stuff in mind with Caden. As far as promos and angles and things of that nature, so it's gonna be cool. I like Caden, I like Aaron, I like all 3 of them guys. I just want to be sure I keep them relevant, keep them prominent, keep them busy doing stuff. Cause I like those guys, So there you go. Next matchup, the women's tag team matchup between Candy and Sassy Vega versus the team of Gloria and Hailey Victor. This match didn't go long at all. This match really didn't go long, and it didn't need to. It really didn't need to. This, given the amount of matches that I had on this show, this match really did not need to go long. And given the amount of tag matches I had on the show, and knowing the matches I was going to have later, this match didn't need to go long at all. Because, first, personally, I believe that sometimes it's okay to have a match not go 20s, over 10 minutes. Not every match needed to be over 10 minutes. I think this one, we're probably about 5 or 6, maybe. Not every match needs to go over 20 minutes. Not every match needs to go over 10 minutes. This one didn't, and I think it served the purpose. It kind of put a cap on the feud between the Vegas and Hailey and Gloria. We finally get this match out of the way because it was supposed to happen at Last Stand, but due to stuff that happened, I had to call an audible. Due to all of that, we finally got here. We finally got to this match, and Gloria attacked Candy from behind. But, kind of a payback from Last Stand. Drops her with a finisher. They immediately go to work on her. She finally gets attacked at Sassy. Sassy goes to work for a little bit. And then after that, really, it was just a downhill spiral. And they worked on Hailey. Yeah, they worked over. Yeah. What happened? I'm trying to remember the match now. I think they worked on Hailey for a bit, if I remember correctly. They worked on Hailey for a bit. Hailey got the tap to Gloria. It was back to being downhill. Hailey and Gloria win. And then after that, Hailey then attacks Gloria from behind. Hailey then attacks Gloria from behind not from behind, but like she turned around. Hailey attacks her. And it's going to set up something there. It's going to set up something interesting there. I think you all will hopefully like if you're invested in the Hailey and Gloria. And if you're invested in the women's division, I think you'll like what's going to be happening here with Hailey and Gloria and such and such. Oh, there was one thing I forgot to mention that also took place in the somewhere in between some of these matches was the promo from RJ Miles. I think it took place actually after this tag match here. Promo with RJ Miles basically saying that Jackson tried to end his career and such, and it didn't happen. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and he's stronger than ever. And he also kind of pitched the warning to Johnny Evil and Simon Ortiz, saying Nate and Dwayne, they got to resort back to a place where they didn't want to go. They got to resort back to that place where they really didn't want to go, but now they got to go back there, thanks to the actions of Jackson, Wade, and crew. So a decent little promo there. We move on to the women's match. Ashley versus Carmen. Now let me rate that women's tag match here. I didn't rate it. Let me rate that women's tag match 2.5. 2.5. It was okay. Nothing right home about it. If you skipped it, you ain't missed much. 2.5. But it made sense, so I'm not even mad at it. Women's championship match. Ashley versus Carmen. To be honest, I was telling us, I'm still even now conflicted on how I feel about that one. Because from a technical standpoint, it wasn't that great. It really, I don't think it was. I definitely think they've had stronger encounters. They've had, I think this was actually their first one-on-one. Yeah, this was actually their first one-on-one match that they've had against each other to my knowledge. Anyway, I don't think this match from a technical standpoint was all that great. I was trying to tell a story here with Ashley, but I don't know. It felt like certain portions of this match kind of, I guess, lost steam, really. Like, we were getting somewhere, and then I kind of lost steam with, like, maybe midway through or something. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about this match. I didn't want to go crazy with it because I was trying to tell the story of Ashley really contemplating taking a risk. So I guess maybe this was more of a story-driven match than I guess I was, maybe intending for it to be. No. I intended to tell the story, but I guess maybe this was more of a story-driven match. So I guess the action in the match kind of took a little bit of a backseat here, I guess that's what happened. As far as like maybe why I'm so conflicted, because I think it told a good story, but the action itself could have been a little bit okay. I'm gonna go work on the matches itself and then work on the rest of the cards to get closer to SummerSlam for culture. Alright, cool. Decent. What matches is what do you I don't even know what you're referring to. I'm talking about Onslaught here. I wanted to say, okay, I'm about to work on the matches itself and then work on the rest if we get closer to SummerSlam for Coltrane. I guess, are you talking about the New Japan thing, or I'm confused. I'm really confused. I was finishing the story. What's up? Nothing much. I was just talking about the women's championship match, Ashley versus Carmen. I was saying I felt a little bit conflicted here because I thought well, he missed me talking about the show. That's what he missed, but you know, hey, whatever, man. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyways, Ashley versus Carmen. I was saying I feel a little conflicted about this match because, like, I thought the story was decent, but I think the action took a bit too much of a backseat here. I probably could have had. Well, no, she got a little bit risky. I'm confused. Anyways, let's just jump to the finish here. I'm trying to wrap my head around that match. Chloe comes out, attacks Ashley, costs her the match, gets her hands on Carmen too. Carmen just bails, and then she continues to attack Ashley. So, problem solved there. This match, I don't know what to rate it. In my head, is like 2 3/4. But, like, if you were to ask me a little bit later, I don't know. This is the one match, like, one of the very few matches I've had, I'm really conflicted on how I feel about it because, again, it told a good story, but it the action took a bit too much of a backseat. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm a bit confused here. And of course, the thing with Chloe definitely going to lead somewhere, so keep your eyes open for that one. And I might do a little interweaving here. You'll see what I mean. If I do it, you'll see what I mean. So that brings us to our co-main event of the evening. The team of Johnny Evil and Simon Ortiz versus the team of Nate Shields and Dwayne Frost for the AOA Tag Team Championship. Now, the reason this is for the AOA Tag Team Championship is because of the following. Nate and Dwayne, they were on AOA, but they were also in this faction over on NXT known as the New World Nation. So, the guys proposed a stipulation of a ladder match. That ladder match took place, or a TLC match, sorry. The Ice Team versus the team of King Kong, Nate Shields, and Dwayne Frost. And the stipulation was if King Kong and company wins, then Nate Shields and Dwayne Frost are signed to NXT on the spot. And if they lose, then they're just fired from AOA outright. So either way, they were going to be leaving AOA. The problem is in the build to that match, Z-Eyes also let his emotions get the best of him and gave him a number one contendership opportunity for the tag team titles. They beat the Twisted Disciples. They win that match. And then what happens here is they then proceed to, win the tag team titles after losing the TLC match. So technically, they were on NXT holding the AOA tag team titles, and they were not allowed back on AOA turf. However, since those belts are kind of freelanced, they were able to defend them here against the Black Assassin. And this match was actually, in my personal opinion, match of the night. A lot of action. This match had what the other match didn't. What the other tag matches didn't. It was fast-paced, it was moving, it was hard-hitting. Dwayne and Nate looked like complete beasts out here. Simon Ortiz and Johnny Evil when they got control, looked real proficient with their moves. Some of the spots were cool. It was chaotic with Simon Ortiz going through the barricade, And then Nate here was just toying around with them, and Johnny was crawling to his partner. He literally stood in front of him and looked at Simon and just knocked him off the apron, picked up Johnny and tossed him across the ring. It was a good, technically sound match. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I had fun recording it. Well, I had fun recording all these matches, for real. Or else why would I be doing it, I have fun recording these matches. But this one, I really got like a good flow going, and I like the finish. And the finish, I can actually use to build towards something down the line. And I didn't even think about that. At the time when I was recording it, I didn't even think about, I can use the finish for something to help fuel something else. You'll see what it is. I'm not going to spoil it here. But Nate, so the finish is Nate just knocked out Johnny, right? Those two are the legal men. Nate and Johnny Evil, legal men. Nate knocked down Johnny. He sees Simon on the floor. He sees Simon on the floor with Dwayne. Dwayne's out on the floor. Those two on the outside of the ring. Simon undoing the announce table. He knows that Simon got some evil intentions. He goes after Simon, puts Simon through the announce table, runs back in though, gets caught in the Detroit Death Clutch by Johnny Evil, and Nate had to tap out. So it was a nice little finish. Nate tried to make the save for his partner, and in doing so, it cost him the match. So it was a cool finish. I like that finish. A really, really cool finish. So Black Assassins win. And here's the thing, they're not banned from going to AOA. Dwayne are though. So what does that mean for AOR? What does that mean for the AOA tag team titles? Stay tuned. That's all I can say. Other than that, really enjoyed this match. Had fun with it. Four stars. I thought this was the match of the night, personally. And I already rated the triple threat. I thought I didn't, but I did. Solid finish. Yeah, it wasn't a solid finish. I think it worked. It worked well enough to. It didn't really. I'm not even gonna say it was a finish that protected both guys because Nate. It was a good character finish. Let me say it that way. It was a good character finish because Nate did what he thought was the best thing to do to try to help his boy, to help his partner out, to prevent himself from being in a 2-on-1 situation. But in doing so, he cost himself the match. So it was the match and the championship. So it was a good character finish for Nate and Dwayne And then Black Assassins win, thus continuing the momentum and the dominance of Top Class Warriors. So stay tuned, as I said, to see what goes down with those tag team titles. Stay tuned. Because I promise you, it's going to be crazy up in there. Then we see the return of JB in a backstage segment with Jackson Wade. Now, this is where I can be open and honest and, kind of not really care about kayfabe here, clearly. Sorry. So, JB returns here. I figured why not I have him return here because last time we saw him previously was at the Last Stand pay-per-view in which him and RJ had a potential match of the season contender with each other in that submission match for the world title. That's where RJ won the title. And then after that was the last time we seen him for a little bit. Top Class Warriors, they took out Big Mac that following episode. And they took out Omar, so they scored a 3-P early on, or 4 technically, because they did the same to RJ. So they took out 3 people within about a week's time, really, if you want to talk kayfabe here. They took out 3 people within a week's time. So whoop-de-doo. Anyway, this is the first time we see JB here, and he has that metal. Kind of like a metal. It's supposed to be like a metal brace, okay? I couldn't think of anything to use. So he's supposed to have like a metal brace on his leg, to indicate that he's still trying to recover from that and da. So he gets in Jackson's face and says, "Surprised to see me because you tried to use me for your own personal gain." Basically, because Jackson admitted that when he set up the bounty, he knew that RJ were gonna think JB did it, so that's why he just further didn't say anything. So RJ really kind of just played into his plans there. It's a lot of interweaving here. I try to do a lot of interweaving sometimes with my storylines, or get people to kind of think mentally. I try to spell it out in some ways on commentary, but I kind of like to get people to think. And I've had this conversation with J-Dog before of like, does that backfire in a way? I think it does. Especially given my stuff is cost stuff, and admittedly not a whole lot of people could be bothered with it. So it does create a little bit of an issue if you're not like, fully invested. But I think I do my best to try to spell it out on commentary in some ways, or to at least guide you in a way to understand maybe mentally where this character's coming from. So it was the thing of Jackson knew that RJ and JB already had issues, and so he just really just sat back and let that issue play out. Of course, RJ thought JB had something to do with it, thus furthering their intensity toward their matchup. So there you go. So JB come back and says, hey, dude, you really tried that. You used me as a scapegoat for your own gain. Yo, what's up, Dino? What's up, man? What's up? You try to use me as a scapegoat for your own gain, and you better hope RJ takes you out before I do. You better hope RJ takes you out, because if he doesn't, Big Mac and I, we're going to do it. So, firm threat by the former AOR World Champion. And I never really said this on, I don't think I ever really said this, but if I can divert here for a little bit, I think JV's title reign ended up being a success. Because it went from people wondering why in the world is this guy who clearly a tag team dude, why in the world is he a world champion? Because I didn't want JB to win that world title in the first place. That's the real truth. I was hoping Lance would win it. But we saw how that happened. So I wanted Lance to win the title initially, so there you go. So JB wins the title. He's supposed to be a tag team guy, but he wins the world title. And so then the challenge became, with the women's division hitting as hard as it could, how do I make JB go from this tag team dude to like a serious threat for a title, or not for a title, but like show him as a serious threat as a world champion? And I think I've done that. Gave him a good feud with RJ, multi-month feud with RJ. Gave him a good feud with him. Now he's back, and now instantly now, he kind of got that credibility because he was a former world champion. He had time and time again proven his toughness, and all that other stuff. So I think his world title reign ended up being a success. I took him from a simple tag team guy, no one really cared about him, to solid world champion, to now solid world champion who can put on good matches too. Because I think the one that he had with RJ was probably the best match I've had him in. Anyway, that I got that off the record. JB then kind of stared eye-to-eye with him, and then he walked off. Perfect setup for this main event. RJ Miles versus Jackson Wade for the AOR World Championship. And this was essentially Jackson Wade's crowning moment. Jackson Wade went in and destroyed this guy from the word go. RJ got a little bit of offense in. He got the chance to show his guts, show his heart, do all that. But this was Jackson Wade's crowning moment. This was, I refuse to let another pay-per-view go by and not let this be Jackson Wade's crowning moment. Because I think, like, he has, like, star written all over him. And given the build, given the stuff with Top Class Warriors now being a thing, he absolutely deserves this. Especially it was actually overdue for him to win that world title. Because to be honest, he was actually going to win it back at the Live On pay-per-view. That was actually when he was going to win it initially. And then I thought about, okay, if he's not going to win it there, then he can win it at the Last Stand pay-per-view. But then I decided, let's get one more good match out of JB and RJ. So I refuse to let another pay-per-view go by and Jackson Wade not win this thing here. So Jackson Wade walked in, ran ruckshot, didn't cheat at all. Walked in, ran ruckshot over RJ. RJ got a couple of good shots in, even busting them open with the mile-long guard, which is pretty cool. And then the second time, got that one shot in, got a good near fall off of it. Match kept going though. Jackson instantly took control again. If I were to give the match percentages, I would say Jackson controlled about a good 90% of this match. This was Jackson's moment. It was Jackson's time. Ain't really more I can say. He came out, destroyed RJ, took the world title, made him tap out, and he was out of here, man. He was out of here. And as Cole pointed out here, and I will second that motion, this was well deserved. This was a little overdue. So, with those two things in place, solid main event. It was a crowning moment, crowning achievement. Yes, I know it wasn't the most technical 5-star classic thing, which they could do, because they did it before, which they could do, but this ain't the time for that. This ain't the time. This wasn't the place for that. And yes, I know you can say, well, why did you have this match main event over the AOA Tag Team titles, which you can argue out more of a stake, and this match was pretty predictable. Yes. But sometimes, first in this case, it was a world title match. I was not about to have this match over the tag title match. Well, yes, the tag title match, the AOA tag title match, you could argue carry higher stakes because it affects both shows. This night was not about them. To put it simply, this night was not going to be about them. This match is going to be about Wade and his crowning moment and him taking his place at the top of the throne. And I did the build to this match I did on purpose. I kind of debunked the old wrestling trope here with the build here. Really, throughout this build, you saw Jackson Wade be nothing but dominant. Nothing but dominant. Even, you had one moment, though, where RJ kind of sent him off running. But what did he do the following week? Came out, destroyed RJ again on the Go Home show. So, I debunked an old wrestling trope here. Because usually, what you see, now some of y'all smart people, so even, I'm sure the real smart, real invested people knew that Wade was going to win this thing. But for people who aren't super invested or maybe just watching for the first couple of weeks, then I kind of debunked the old wrestling trope here. Because usually what you do, you have a new champion, and in fact, especially since RJ just won the title, so you have a new champion, and then you have usually that first challenger to kind of solidify him. And then, of course, you want to make that challenger look good. So you do everything in your power to make that challenger look good. And I think I successfully did that with Jackson Wade. You have the champ, kind of stop him a little bit here, on the road there. And then, of course, you do the beatdown with the heel over the champion. That's it. At the end of the Go Home show. To indicate, this may be, this may be the scene at whatever insert pay-per-view name here. Yeah, I kind of had Jackson Wade look dominant all 3 of the 4 weeks. The only week he didn't look dominant was when RJ returned. But he didn't even do anything major to him. He just sent him running. That was it. And then Jackson Wade came back and destroyed him. And so I can see from that build alone, people saying, RJ's going to pull out a miracle and RJ's going to win. Nope, that didn't happen. Jackson Wade came in, just ended this, man. I liked it. I like this match. I really like this match. Told a great story. RJ looked good. Jackson finally had a crowning moment. I am going to have a lot of fun with this title reign of Jackson Wade and with the Top Flight Warrior faction as a whole. So, what do I rate this match? 3.5. Good match. Good big fight feel. Good David versus Goliath type of story. This was good. This was good. I know some people ain't going to be happy because it was kind of a squash match in the main event. And let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Anyways, though, Onslaught overall, I'll probably give it a good 7, probably 8 out of 10. This pay-per-view did better than I thought it was, given the card. I think the only low points I can really think of is that conflicting women's title match, and then maybe Derek versus Alex. Other than that, I don't have a problem with this one. It's definitely one of the more interesting shows, given that a lot of these matches were more story-based and not really action-driven. In fact, a lot of these matches were really story-based and not so much action-driven. So this is definitely a very interesting pay-per-view, to say the very least. But nonetheless, I think it turned out well. Chat seemed to say it turned out well. Some of the people I've talked to said the pay-per-view turned out well. And we will see where the future of AOR goes after this one. So I'm gonna give Onslaught I'll go with a 7. I'll go with a 7. 7 out of 10 there. 7 out of 10. So without further ado, are there any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Anything? Anyone else want to get off their chest? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you enjoy the show more than I did or less than I did? Any stretch of the imagination? Any thoughts at all? Any comments? I'm going to give it a minute here while I also kind of catch my breath because I've been talking for a good minute. And I guess while this is happening, I will say there's another time I do want to go live. I actually want to go live a little bit later. With some GM mode or some Here Comes the Pain stuff. The PS2 stuff is always fun to do. I'm looking to do that. And in addition to that, we'll end the day with a little watch along of Bound for Glory. Impact Wrestling, Bound for Glory. So, be on the lookout for that. A little bit of GM mode later. And Bound for Glory watch along. Because why not? I don't see any comments, and I think people are dropping off here, so fair enough. I would like to say that also Next Level is in production. I'm working on it. Working on it currently. And of course, whenever that's finished, date and time and all that fun stuff will be revealed. So without further ado, thank you for joining another edition of JW vs. the World. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and also hit the bell icon that way you don't miss another upload. I did the wrong thing. Okay, that's it for this one. If you can, leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out the other videos and streams on this channel. Spread the word. Spread the word about this channel. Till next time I see you guys, be a boss, and I will holla at you guys later.